Hello everybody, in today's episode on Grainificent, in today's episode we will be doing a little talk, review-ish video about this beautiful Vilia Auto Film Camera. It was made in Minsk, Belarus. It says like that on the box on the bottom here as well. Also it cost 40 rubles at that time. So this is an original box that it came in. Interestingly, it was made in Belarus, but we have Latin alphabet here, Vilia Auto, and on the opposite side we have the Russian-ish alphabet, Vilia Auto, but on the top of the box we have in English camera, we have in French appareil photo, and we still have in a few other languages. We have in, I think that's German, Klein Bildkamera, and in some other language, I don't know what, Domo Anapam, I don't know what language that is in. We have a box made in those years, in the times of the USSR, and it has multiple languages on it. In the box, what you got, still very good shape, but in the box you got your, I'm pretty sure it came with other things as well, just I didn't get any other things. Well, this set is on loan, but that's the whole set that there was. So let's put the box aside. It comes in its own leather-ish carrying case. The carrying case is not too well made. It's not too even. The handle that you lock the case on, it's a little sewn on crooked, but you know, it was a cheap camera from those times. And if you ever get this type of camera for yourself, the Vilia Auto with the selenium meter, it is never advised to keep it on your shelf on display. I mean, you do get old cameras to keep on display, I understand you, but if you want to keep your selenium meter alive for a long time, you have to limit the amount of light that reaches it. So if somebody kept their camera on display and a lot of sunlight kept on hitting it, well, that will kill the selenium meter, and this camera will basically become almost useless because you could control the aperture on it, but the shutter speeds are automatically chosen by the camera using the selenium meter. I think from what I read, I couldn't find any actual information about it, and since my selenium meter works, then I couldn't test it as well since you can't choose the shutter speeds. But from what I read from multiple sources, when the selenium meter dies, the camera will do a standard 1/50th of a second exposure. But of course, the problem with that is the selenium meter won't suddenly die. It will be degrading over time, giving you a lot of bad exposures. So that's why probably that time is not exactly correct. But the friend I got this on loan from to do some test shots, as you see, they're flipping around in the background now. Of course, he keeps it properly secured. That's why the selenium meter is still completely accurate. Let's for now take off this leather case so we can set it on the box over here, and let's talk in short about this camera. So, well, the Vilia Auto is a 35mm viewfinder camera that holds a special place in the history of Soviet photography. Manufactured by the Belomo, Belarusian Optical Mechanical Association, in Belarus from 1973 to 1985, the Vilia Auto is a continuation of the Vilia series, with its distinctive feature being the built-in selenium light meter. This camera, while simple in its construction, represents an intriguing chapter in the evolution of consumer photography in the Soviet Union. At first glance, the Vilia Auto doesn't exactly exude luxury or precision. Its design is utilitarian, with a no-nonsense aesthetic that mirrors the broader Soviet design philosophy of the time. The body is constructed primarily from plastic, making it a lightweight and easy to handle. However, this also means it lacks the robust feel of metal-bodied cameras from the same era, such as the Zenit SLRs. Despite this, the Vilia Auto is surprisingly durable, capable of withstanding the rigors of everyday use, which was essential for its target market. The camera is compact, with a rectangular shape that makes it easy to slip into a bag or even a large pocket. The front of the camera is dominated by the lens, while the top features a simple control layout with a shutter release button, a film advance lever, and a rewind knob. The most significant feature on the front is the selenium meter, positioned around the lens. This meter requires no batteries to operate, drawing power from light exposure, which was a significant advantage during an era when reliable battery access was not always guaranteed in the Soviet Union. The Vilia Auto is equipped with a 40mm f4, it says on here, triplet 69-3 lens. I also read they say it's a Lomo T43 design, but it is known for producing sharp images with a characteristic vintage feel. The lens comprises 3 elements in 3 groups, a design that is simple yet effective for its purpose. While the aperture range of f4 to f16 is somewhat limited, it's more than sufficient for everyday photography. The lens is renowned for its unique optical qualities, including a slight vignetting and a touch of softness around the edges of the frame, particularly when shot wide open. These characteristics can give photos a dreamy, nostalgic quality that many modern photographers seek to emulate using digital filters. At the same time, the lens can produce surprisingly sharp and detailed images when stopped down, making it a versatile tool despite its simplicity. One of the defining features of the Vilia Auto is its selenium light meter. Unlike many cameras of the time that required batteries to power their light meters, the Vilia Auto selenium meter is self-sustaining, relying on the photoelectric effect to generate a small electric current when exposed to light. This current drives the camera's automatic exposure system, adjusting the shutter speed according to the available light. The advantage of this system is obvious. The camera is always ready to shoot, with no need to worry about dead batteries. However, the downside is that selenium cells can degrade over time, particularly if the camera is exposed to too much light or moisture when not in use. This can lead to inaccurate exposures in older models. That said, if well maintained, the selenium meter on a Vilia Auto can still function effectively even decades after the camera was manufactured. Like this model over here, the exposure is always spot on. The exposure system itself is fully automatic, with the camera selecting the appropriate shutter speed from a range of 1/30th to 1/250th of a second, based on the light conditions. While this limits creative control compared to fully manual cameras, it makes the Vilia Auto incredibly user-friendly, especially for beginners or casual photographers who just want to capture the moment without worrying about technical settings. Using the Vilia Auto is an exercise in simplicity. The lack of manual controls means there is very little to think about beyond composing your shot and focusing. The camera uses zone focusing with 3 distance symbols, portrait, group, and landscape, on the lens barrel. This system is intuitive, though not as precise as a true rangefinder or SLR. It requires the photographer to estimate the distance to the subject, which can lead to slightly out-of-focus shots if one is not careful. The viewfinder is basic but functional, providing a clear enough view of the scene with frame lines for composition. It lacks any focusing aids like split image or microprism, so precise focus depends largely on the photographer's skill and experience with zone focusing. Film loading is straightforward, typical of most 35mm cameras from the era. The back of the camera opens with a latch, allowing the film to be inserted and threaded onto the take-up spool. Advancing the film is done via a lever on the top of the camera, and the frame counter helps keep track of your shots. You can see more about this in the videos added in the description down below. Rewinding the film at the end of the roll is a manual process requiring the user to press a release button on the bottom of the camera before turning the rewind knob. Despite its simplicity, the Vilia Auto is capable of producing high-quality images. Like the images you see on screen, they're not too bad. They're on cheap Fomaplan film, so that also does its job. The 40mm lens delivers good sharpness and contrast, particularly when stepped down. The slight vignetting in soft corners can actually enhance the aesthetic of the images, lending a certain charm that is highly valued by fans of vintage cameras. Color rendition is generally pleasing, though it can vary depending on the film stock used. Black and white film in particular looks excellent when shot through the Vilia Auto with deep blacks and a wide range of grays. I personally didn't use any color film because I rarely shoot color, so I do mostly black and white. The camera's automatic exposure system generally performs well, though it can be thrown off by extreme lighting conditions such as strong backlighting or very low light. This can result in underexposed or overexposed shots if the photographer is not mindful of the limitations. Some interesting facts. The Vilia series, including the Vilia Auto, was one of the most popular cameras in the Soviet Union. It was affordable and easy to use, making it accessible to a wide range of people, from casual photographers to more serious hobbyists. And the second fact, that over 2 million Vilia cameras were produced during its production run. This high volume was due to the camera's popularity and its use in various government programs aimed at promoting photography among the Soviet populace. And fact number 3, many Vilia Auto cameras are still in good working condition today, a testament to their durability and the effectiveness of the selenium meter. This has made them a favorite among collectors and vintage camera enthusiasts. So if you take care of it well, it could last for almost forever. Another fact is that the Vilia Auto was marketed under different names in various export markets, such as Cosmic Symbol in the UK, which added a layer of intrigue and appeal to Western buyers who were curious about Soviet technology. So, in conclusion, the Vilia Auto is a camera that embodies the Soviet approach to design and manufacturing. Simple, functional, and built to last. While it may not offer the advanced features or precision of higher-end cameras from the same era, it remains a capable tool for capturing images with a unique character. Its selenium meter, automatic exposure system, and durable construction make it a reliable companion for anyone looking to explore film photography, particularly in a world that increasingly values the aesthetic qualities of vintage cameras. For collectors, the Vilia Auto offers a fascinating glimpse into the world of Soviet consumer goods, while for photographers, it provides an opportunity to create images with a distinct and timeless charm. Whether you're interested in its historical significance or its photographic capabilities, the Vilia Auto is a camera that is worth considering. If you liked this video, please leave a like down below. It shows the YouTube algorithm that my channel or this video is worthy of showing to others. And if you love film photography related content, please subscribe to my channel. It shows me that I make helpful and interesting content. And I will be hiding this camera back into its cover off here, just like this, so it can last for another lifetime protected from the sun. And if you would like to help support this channel, a donation link is down in the description below. And if you would want to have some extra benefits, look into channel memberships, where from $1 a month you can see the videos I make much earlier before they become public to everybody else. My channel members see all the videos I have posted in line to go public. Sometimes I have videos posted for 2-3 months ahead of time, so my channel members see them all as soon as they are uploaded to YouTube. Thank you for watching, my friends. Take care and see you in the next video.